This is your daily market review for Wednesday, April 10th, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at XP Realty, aka The Trading Edge, is your daily market review for Wednesday, April 10th, 2024. Hopefully you're having a great day. Took our advice, meaning being careful, taking profits if you were long, rolling up stops, defining your risk if you were short, being patient, knowing that the market was showing signs of weakness to come. Everybody and their mom knew the CPI was going to come in hot. Could have told you that based on oil prices, rent prices, food prices, you name it. It was clear as day. Now, whether it was going to be manipulated by the Bureau, Labor Statistics, whatever, BLS, you didn't know. But they came out. The market reacted, not surprised. We've talked about the market showing weakness as it's been climbing and chopping, and leaders stopped leading and laggers started kind of leading up, and a lot of weird things. And again, it's not weird if you study the markets, but again, the hardest part in swing trading is timing, knowing exactly when something's going to turn, reverse, flip. So if you have any questions, new to the channel, check out the Discord room, link in the description below. I appreciate all the love, support, generous donations. You guys are amazing. If you want to chat, hit me up on Calendly. Take some time, 30 minutes. Let me know how I can help you, whether it's related to stocks, investing, buying, selling real estate, investing in real estate, your future goals, whatever I can do to help. So also check out the website, tradingagent.com. Get your recommended reading. Please, 3 books. That's all you need for trading. Interactive Brokers, and then also get your markets 5.5%. Right now as the high yield savings round. So again, when people ask like the books to read, again, you don't have to read everything, but here are the videos that help supplement the stuff, the little things. Again, check out the Back to Basics series on my website and on YouTube. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. All right, also follow on Twitter. Again, I'm posting everything, whether you're in the Discord room or not. Thoughts, ideas, trades on the Twitter. Again, Dan Max, was it the trading agent? Yeah, the trading agent. Duh. So let's get into it. So we know going into June, there was like a 50% chance of a rate cut. Well, after today, that odds, again, May was nothing. June now is not happening. So again, at this point, as I've said, I'm on record clearly, confidently, endlessly, that I see 0 rate cuts until there's a crisis. And when I say crisis, I mean the Feds can't cut interest rates right now, right? They just can't. And so the only idea that they'd cut to spur inflation, well, they haven't gotten inflation under control, and that's a problem. We've talked about that. And if they can't get it under control, what do you think can happen? Or like, what do you think is going to happen? Right? They can't cut rates and then spur on more inflation. That would be the death nail. Oh, why is my Bitcoin not upgrading? So at this point, again, I am anticipating either a credit crisis, inflation to drop, market to drop, or something out of nowhere, black swan event. That to me is what seems very likely. And when I say that, likely, that's the only way the Fed, like something credit related is the only way. Okay? Is that clear? So going into Bitcoin, we've talked about this. Watch the upper levels. We've talked about after a big move, consolidating. Can't get over 71,000, holding 61,000. Keep an eye on it. Oil, holding up pretty well. Again, this is what's killing the Feds, right? Since the last CPI report, look at oil is up 10, 15, 20% off the lows, right? Do the math. It's pretty solid. Like that's going to trickle in to the way they calculate this. Natural gas, again, I like it down here. I don't think there's much downside. If the market gets cracked, don't be surprised if it comes back down some, but I don't think it's terrible. Like the risk reward, right? It's like shorting the market. So, all right, dollar ripped up today. Hits the 200-day. Again, keep an eye on it. It's been acting strong. TLT finally broke the levels. Look where it got down. Again, if the market gets crushed, I think at some point they will buy bonds. I just don't know if it's going to fill like some gaps and have some massive downside first. Again, I don't think inflation is as sticky as they say if they let the economy slow down and they let things what? Melt down, right? Like just let inflation do what it's going to do. The VIX holding the 200 days. We talked about, posted that. Nice touch. but needs to get over 16, 17. Been very consistent on that. Vixen holding up pretty well, holding over the 19s and 18, 19 range. So far, so good. Vivix, and again, this is where we said we noticed, like, looked like it was bottoming before. Look at that. Yeah. Led the VIX, bottom. SPY. These gap downs. Scary. Below the 20-day now. I know the candle's green, but don't look at the candle so much as the action. Like, the trend has been on fire. We have not broke the 20-day. Now it's breaking it. QQQ. Holding range, like in this mid 430s. Again, 20-day currently down. Look, this is chop. Chop since February. Driving people crazy. IWM leading down. Typically. Gaps down. Big gapper. Keep an eye. It has to hold like this 200 area. DIA, another one that's been strong, like a bull, making new lows. Yikes. Keep an eye on it. Gold, as I've said, I don't trust gold until the Feds actually do pivot. Well, today things changed. Inflation's going higher. Now, again, gold long-term disappear for a year, 6 months, whatever, 18 months. Probably don't even care about this pullback, but I don't want to chase gold. I do like gold on dips, but I won't chase it. And so Doji, hammer, potential peak, near term. Silver breaks out, but look at these wicks. I don't know if I trust these near term. GDX, again, I said you could buy dust under 8, looking pretty good. Coming into resistance, GDXJ, same thing. Again, they will throw the baby out with the bathwater, right? Miners are not immune from market sell-offs and credit issues and all sorts of stuff. So you're coming into resistance points. Keep that in mind. AEM, been holding up pretty well, but again, range highs, chopping around. Zoom out. AG, nice little rip, pop, boop. Coming into an old reference at 8. The good old Newmont, we talked about this one lagging, breaks the downtrend, but holding the 200-day, so that's worth watching. PAAS comes back up to a recent range highs. Again, all those names had nice runs. I will not chase. Good old Taiwan Semi, trying to hold up, getting subsidies from the U.S. Get out of here. Okay, we'll see what happens. Again, I like this area for rejection, that gap fill around the 140, right here, 146. Micron, been holding up pretty well. This one, to me, has short potential. Now you have the 8 and 10 days references. Keep an eye on that. AM Dizzle, we've talked about this one being trash, and everyone gets mad at me. I'm like, dude, just look at it. The top is in. Look at the candle. That candle signifies it. Now we're just making lower lows, lower highs. If it breaks the 160s and the 100-day, arrivederci, adios. NVDA gets an upgrade at the, today. All right, cool story. Still rolling over. You have the high. You have the 20-day. Just keep an eye on it. SMCI, again, I like this one pulling back. We talked about it. Head and shoulders top, left shoulder, right shoulder. Here's your head. 20-day curling down as reference. Has to hold 860s. If it doesn't, yikes. Intel, right? Of course, talks about cutting, laying people off, foundry use. But then yesterday they say, well, hey, we're making a chip that's going to be better than NVIDIA's. Okay, of course. Competition's always coming in the chip sector. Man, we better hold this trend line. If not, the O's. It's SMH. If you bought stocks around 3, looking pretty good. 20-day, potentially rolling over. Adobe. We talked about this one, gap down in earnings, dead cat bounce, chopping around. If it breaks new lows, look out below. It has a lot of room. Apple, feels like the turning. It feels like the apple's about to spoil. Fails this area again. It's been lagging so hard. Markets really struggle when Apple's not leading. Amazon riding the channel highs, strong. Meta chopping around, doesn't seem to be giving up the juice. All right, keep an eye on it. We said 20-day, and if it fails 480, it's game over. CRM holding up, but below the 20-day now. Worth watching. Guggenheim, fake breakout or chop? Good question. Good question. Again, if you want to short it, there's references. Microsoft holding up, chopping around this area, 20-day. I don't know. This is just, think about it. If you've held this, you're getting a little nervous. NDAQ, we talked about this one, like playing games up here. Okay. 10 cuidado. Again, I like these short. MicroStrategy said deep dive into MicroStrategy. Talked about this channel. All right, so far holding. Again, if Bitcoin goes to the moon, this thing's going nuts. However, near term, I would not be surprised if Bitcoin chops around, and I would be watching the 1200 level. Netflix and spill. It's been Netflix and chill, actually. Chilling out. Chopping at the 20-day. Roblox catching a little poon jag. I've always said Roblox has such a huge short interest. When the market's about to dump, it typically bounces. Because the shorts are like, oh, let's move into something else. So far, so good. PanW, we like long-term because if Pelosi likes it, she knows cyber security is an issue. Cyber war is coming. Okay. Chop on it. Keep an eye on it. Again, I'd be looking for dips but it might not. I mean, this is the thing. If you're positioned with her, ride. Tesla, dead cat, bouncing. Just, it's not even dead count. It's like dead cockroach bouncing around. People are just all about it. I'm like, all right, it's just dead money. Whatever. Airbnb, Bizzle, chopping, 20-day curling down. Costco, talked about the 20-day curling down. Look at this. Starbucks, broke. Global growth name. Everyone loves global growth and coffee. Something doesn't look right, right? Federal Express, gaps up on earnings, giving it all back, literally, in time. Looks like Caterpillar, strong like bull, material name. However, it looks like there could be a pivot point. The volume isn't high, so it's hard to really project if it's a chop top or a V top. I doubt either way that there's much upside. It's worth watching. Nucor holding the 20-day. Again, we like material names long term, but it's tough to chase. Now, there's like inflation. It's like, that's going to have to be careful that the headlines could be game changing, right? If everyone's now jumping into commodities after these big runs screaming inflation, who do you think has unlimited leverage and liquidity to exit on? VALE, again, I like it around 12. I just don't like it if Brazil goes full communist. That ain't going to be good, or whatever they are. Fascist, communists, whatever. Dictatorship. Arrow, we like Arrow on pullbacks. Copper junior name. However, hitting this gap fill, getting a little tired. CCJ gets the Goldman Sachs upgrade. All right, see what happens. Got to get over the 50s. CF, we got to eat long term. That's why I love ag names, but I want them to just chop around, go nowhere, play dead, roll over Fido. I don't care. Lower the better. NTR, same thing. Chop, chop, fizz, fizz. AA, Aeron, I like aluminum a lot. It's just probably going to get stuck up here in the 37s. XLF, we told you financials have the biggest risk at some point. Oops, there we go. Finally, breaks the 20-day, gaps down, big volume, closes not very strong. JP Mo, we talked about this one, been on fire going into earnings Friday. Keep that in mind. 20-day, again, they'll probably beat. It's just going to be the reaction. Morgan Stanley, Stanley Morgan, 20-day, chopping around. Bank of America, this one's been holding up really well. Down $1. Watch the trend line. Watch the 20-day. Goldman Snacks broke out. We talked about be careful. And then what? Gaps down 20-day. Look at this long consolidation pattern. Breakout. If you give this up, yikes. Carry, again, we talked about junior banks showing you there's problems. Look at today's action. Ay, caramba. We better hold the 200-day in that 46 area. If not, yikes. Solar, TAN. Again, I'm not a fan of this stuff. I think it's going to get smoked because of government subsidies. If oil does pull back, you're going to see the next leg of these things get wiped out. Where the downside targets could be endless. ENPH, same kind of thing. I mean, watch. I mean, just wait for these to break. First Solar's been holding up pretty well. Some people are looking at shorten it. I like the idea, but I don't like the way it's acting. So when in doubt, back off. HYG, as I've said, why in the right mind would you buy corporate debt? You got to be higher than freaking Snoop Dogg, Chris Tucker from Friday. And then look, gap down. If we break these levels, which it looks like we will, corporate debt's got issues. Oil, again, holding up pretty damn well. Again, not really much to say other than, sorry, feds, get it down. You're going to have to do some work. UNG, again, I'm not a fan of this product. I like shorting the KLD we've talked about on Big Pops. Looking good. It will decay over time. XOP, holding up, coming into the range highs. Yeah, zoom out. There's a big gap up here. Fill the gap. So far, it's holding up pretty well, but even these names could get smoked. ExxonMobil, is it breaking out? The volume is really light. It's tough. This is like multi-year crap here and a monster trend line on the monthly. I'd love to see some volume. Occidental, holding up pretty darn well. It's been a Buffett favorite, stuck in the Buffett like chop zone. We'll see what happens here, right? I mean, if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, beware. CVE, we talked about this one breaking the downtrend. Again, always giving credit to people who showed this trade from Anjay Solstice. All right, not bad. If you took it at 15 up to 21, 20, you feel good. You should. And it's holding up pretty well. Again, just raise your stops. Valero, we talked about the gas names starting to look a little weaker. All right, watch that. Because if gasoline names start falling, they typically should lead oil service, right? Think about it. Keep an eye on that. Last but not least, EQT and Flex LNG. EQT, again, I like them. They're doing a buyout with the midstream partners. Keep an eye on it. And then EQT, because I think we will be, or sorry, Flex LNG, because I think we'll be natural gas exporters in time. So if you have any questions, again, please don't hesitate to reach out. Let me know how I can help you. Use the Calendly link. Please leave a comment below, heart, favorite, whatever. Share with the friends. I don't mind at all. If you have a comment, leave it below if you don't agree. If you have any questions about real estate, I'm telling you, please do not hesitate to reach out. If you're thinking about buying, selling, investing in real estate, creative finance, whatever you're thinking, do not be scared to hit me up. Again, let me know how I can help you. I can point you in the direction at worst to somebody that can help you out. So let me know what you think. Interesting day tomorrow, again, Thursday. Friday's where the big financial earnings start. So we'll see what happens then. Until then, be safe, be smart. Let me know how I can help. Peace.